Where do we find high vibrational men and women? How do you find them? You know, I want a high vibrational woman. Where do I find her? I put an ad out on, I don't know any of the dating apps, but Match.com. I remember that from 20 years ago. Can I write looking for a high vibrational woman, or if you're a woman looking for a high vibrational man? No, you can't. It won't work, right? It doesn't work. You know, the dating apps and stuff, this is, it's like I can use technology to get something, or I can use a more, let's say, divine law to get something. Law of magnetism, law of attraction. Now this is the best way to get it, because you'll attract something that's so damn good that you just can't even imagine. You couldn't write down something that even comes close to how good that you could, of something that you can attract if we let the universe give it to us. Okay, but here's the price we gotta pay. You see, if I want to attract a high vibrational woman, I need to be a high vibrational man. That's the thing. That's the tax. You know, we say we don't want to do that work. I didn't in the past. I used to feel bad and just low, and because I had all these stupid habits I was doing, so it just sucked all my life force. And so I'm like, I need a good girl. That'll give me some energy and power. But I could never attract the right one. Why? Because I wasn't the right one for my own self. So I was in drama, so I would attract someone who's in drama, and then everything would just be melodrama, you know? And that would suck. So we got to spend sufficient time cleaning our life up, letting go of just habits that don't serve us, lifestyle, you know, ways of living that aren't serving us. Sit down with a pen and paper and write down, just take an inventory of yourself. It's amazing how many people they'll live their whole life and never do any kind of inventory in their life, you know? Write down things. Of course, you got to have enough self-honesty to do this. A lot of people don't even have that. Yeah, we're living in an age that's, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of unconsciousness out there. It's all good, you know? If you get conscious yourself, there's space for the unconsciousness. But I'm just saying, it's amazing, you know, like the justification and rationalization that our ego will do, and how it makes excuses for things that aren't serving us. It'll make us think that they're actually good for us. So anyway, let's assume you have a good degree of self-honesty, and write down the things that you're doing in your life, or your habits, things that you need to stop doing. That's one list. And then write down the things that you need to start doing. I'll just give a few examples. Maybe that'll help. Things that this is what I used to write. Things I should start doing. Spending time in nature. Spending time being quiet with myself. Writing down, taking inventory of myself. Writing down what are my habits and defects of character that are keeping me stuck and keeping me miserable. Stop masturbating. Stop trying to get hits of attention from women. Okay, that was my so-called negative list. I had a lot more on there, by the way. The more you can get, the better. As far as positive things, I would write, I need to spend time in nature. I need to go to more, serve at like 12-step meetings. I need to start eating healthier. I got to get my sleep schedule better, not stay up and watch movies all damn night. Or I need to eat more balanced, not skip meals, have more of a system, you know, a protocol. That routine is good. It helps get us centered and grounded and established. So this is kind of an idea what my list looked like. So do this though. This will help you get clarity, because we can't raise our frequency, so to speak, or become more higher if we don't have clarity about the things that are keeping us lower. And there's something magic when you put things on paper. It gets out of this confused, rationalizing mind, puts it on paper so we can have perspective and we can see things clear. Okay, so do this. It helps us get stable. You see, a woman wants someone who's stable, who's solid, who's not like all over the place, doesn't know what he wants to do, a slave to certain habits. That's unstable. Just because of energetic law, the feminine and masculine. How deep do I have to go? Okay, just real quick. If you go to the core essence of masculine energy, it's space, okay? It's stability, it's access, inner access, it's total space on the most energetic principle, the deepest principle. Feminine is the creative energy, the expression. That's why you see like Kali, she's dancing, right? Dancing on top of Shiva even. I have a thumbnail. Maybe I should put that up for this one. I don't know. Let's see. Women are it's the creative force. The masculine principle is the space that can hold the feminine creative energy. So it's deeply coded inside every being that this is what it is. So women unconsciously are going to be looking for that stability, that access, you know. So if you don't have that, then probably that relationship isn't going to last too long. She's probably using you for her own little personal desires, and because that's what happens. If I'm not stable, if I'm not the high vibrational person that I'm trying to attract, if I'm not embodying that myself, I'm not going to attract that. If I'm stuck in my own just personal hell, I'm going to attract someone else who's stuck in that also. Now, it may take a little bit before that becomes visible, but it will happen. I just want to say this. I remember when I really my life started transforming. And I had some solid time put together with semen retention. Not wasting energy physically or mentally. Not edging, nothing. Solid, right? And then there would be occasions where I would run into a woman who was mature, who was solid, who, had some class or quality. The type of women that I wouldn't have been attracted to in the past because they're just way out of my league. And I was watching as we'd interact. They would be because I'm aware of the witness, the observer, and I'm watching the functioning of this human person interact with this other human person. And I'm like, damn, I saw the progress. I saw how, God will give us situations and opportunities that will demonstrate to us how far we came. Because sometimes we don't know. Like a lot of times we're the last ones to know we've really changed. And a lot of times other people don't want to tell you that you changed because they're jealous. So it's like, how do you know you changed? God lets you know. And I was watching how I was super comfortable interacting with this higher being of female nature. And I realized it's because I don't want anything from her. There's no lust activated. I'm not trying to get hits. I'm very content within my own self. And so there was just no agenda. I wasn't hoping for anything, And so that gives a sense of stability. That lets you conduct yourself in a way where you're not compromising yourself because you're not chasing after some lower egoic desire. You're just present, you're communicating, you're connecting on the level that is appropriate for that moment. So this is something that you can look forward to if you're not experiencing that already. And you know, it takes a few months when you first meet somebody. This is the other gift. when you're living in the higher altitude of yourself and you meet somebody, man, there's so many levels to this. It's like sometimes we got to go through a couple or a few or one of practice people, so to speak, to get us primed for when we meet the one that's truly compatible and right for us. So you got to understand that. So let's say we meet somebody. It can take a little bit to know what you're dealing with. Because it's 99% or more of people, when they meet each other, they're wearing some mask, they're playing some act, they're showing you their best version of themselves. Okay? So after a little bit, that will die away because it's not true. And then you'll see what you're really dealing with. You'll see, you know, the surface has been scratched, and now you're seeing the subconscious character, the real character. And if you find that that's not matching, and you find that this really isn't, you know, this isn't going to work, and then you had a talk, you know, at least try to have a talk with your partner, and see what's going on, and then based on their response, if you feel like it's not going to work, then you end it. But you end it in a nice way. You see, if we're not acting out our lower nature, then we're not hurting anybody. If you're not hurting someone, then when it's time to leave, if that time comes, there's not all this debris that has to be processed, usually in the form of some negative emotions or depression or attachment or whatever. You'll feel, you're still going to feel, because you're a living being with an emotional body. So if you had some which you felt was a nice deep connection and was experiencing love, and then it's time to break away, you're still going to feel something. There's some natural detox. That's the tax for having this experience, but it's no problem, you see, because you're strong enough inside, you're stable, you're grounded in principles, your lifestyle is such that it's one that's conducive to this higher inner alignment, and it's constantly giving you good energy. So you're not running on a dead battery, because if you have a breakup and you're already low, yeah, you're gonna you know, these people end up in prison, you know, because they just can't take it. They lose their mind, or they sink into some major depression, and then you end up taking antidepressants or something. So, you know, if you're already good, and then it's time to separate, it won't be so dramatic, and it's a nice experience. It builds, it makes your heart strong. You're vulnerable. You can feel all the feelings. You can cry if that's the moment, but something's not affected so deeply anymore. Your whole world doesn't crash if there's a breakup, you know. And the more that happens, the more strong you get inside, and the more detached, and because your dependence is on this higher power, or God, or the universe itself, which is inside you. Your good habits, your righteous way of living has aligned you with this greater power, and you're coming from this power more than you're coming from this lower egoic power. See, when we come from the lower egoic power, then when something happens in life, you know, we get crashed easy. Somebody steals your parking space and you're ready to pull out a gun. America is full of people like that, you know? So you don't want to be like that. So that's the main thing, man. You be high vibrational yourself, and then you'll attract the same. Don't be in such a big hurry to get into a relationship. You know, if you know, at the same time, we can't help it. If the desire is very strong, there's some very strong need to experience that, even if we're not ready to attract a high level mate. It's okay, whatever. You'll find something. But keep in your mind and your heart that it's more important to grow, to have this inner growth inside. And then if you're supposed to get into a relationship, you'll get into one. You know, the best relationship you'll attract is when you're not looking for one at all. And you don't need to be on dating sites, or even when you go out in town, even you don't need to even be open to looking. If you're really relying on this law of magnetism, you can be looking at the ground all day, and if you're supposed to meet somebody, you'll just walk into each other. This is how reliable this law is. So I advocate, I'm a proponent of this universal dating app, if you want to say. Okay. All right. Have a good day. I'm going to talk to you soon.